Finally Friday, it's weather for Weather Geeks time. Hope you're enjoying your Friday. A little bit of sunshine out there, especially in the northern half of our viewing area. Today, I wanted to start out this video by taking a look backwards. Since today's the 10th of the month, we're roughly a third of the way through October. We check in on and see how the temperature anomalies are so far this month across the North American continent. We're about 1.5 degrees below average so far here in Youngstown this month, and the blue, of course, is below average. It extends from about Youngstown on north and west through the prairies of Canada. A warmer than average start to the month down in Texas, Oklahoma, the Gulf Coast region, and no surprise, the West Coast has been warm again so far this month. This general temperature pattern that we've seen through the first 10 days of October is the same pattern we've had a lot of months going back to last winter. Warm on the West Coast, a cool temperature anomaly for the plains of Canada, the prairies of Canada, through the plains of the U.S., and heading up to about the spine of the Appalachians. We've seen maps like this over and over again since last winter, and this does not look too far from what the upcoming winter might be like. Now, we're still working on the forecast, and there's a lot of details still to be ironed out, but chances are we're going to have another warm winter along the West Coast, and chances are it's going to be another colder than average winter in a lot of places east of the Rockies. How cold? How's it compared to last year, et cetera, et cetera. We'll get to those details in a few weeks. But this map I'm showing you here, just for the first 10 days of October, looks familiar, and we may see it many more times in the coming months. All right, so what's going on this afternoon? I'm recording this around 2 o'clock p.m., and yeah, a little bit of sunshine out there. Now we've got some high, thin clouds overhead, a deck of cirrus clouds in the upper levels of the atmosphere. The clouds do thicken up once you're down towards Interstate 70 this afternoon, so it's definitely a cloudier day in Columbus and Wheeling and Morgantown. And, of course, we do have more rain on the map here, and this rain in Indiana, Illinois is generally tracking in kind of this direction. And that's going to make it a close call this evening for high school football in the southern part of the WFMJ viewing area. So we're talking East Liverpool, East Palestine, over towards Newcastle, and perhaps even as far north as Lisbon. There might be just a touch of rain during football this evening, but if you're in Mahoning County, and especially if you're up in Trumbull County or Mercer County, no worries with any rain this evening. It's going to miss you to the south. So we'll get to the models in just a second, show you exactly what I'm talking about here. This is a wet pattern for a lot of the middle of the country, including Kansas and Missouri, Arkansas as well, where there's been some flooding problems, and they'll continue to see some wet weather for the rest of the day today with that stationary front just stuck in place down there for a little while longer. Now, temperatures this afternoon have warmed up pretty nicely in areas that are getting sunshine. We've warmed up to 58 at, this would be the 1 o'clock temperature in Youngstown. We'll see what the 2 o'clock reading is. But we're approaching the seasonal average this afternoon, which is about 62, 63 degrees. We'll get within a couple of that. Overall, a pretty typical October day. Look how cool it is where it's raining in Indiana. No higher than 50 in Indianapolis right now. Stuck in the upper 40s, lower 50s out in parts of Illinois as well. All right, so let's plan your evening. Bring up the best model we have in terms of short-term forecasting. We call it, that's not what I wanted. We call it the high-resolution rapid refresh model. This is a computer model that's run and updated once an hour. Now, it only goes out to 15 hours, so it's real short-term, but it's real high-resolution. And what I mean by that is that computer models are all based on a grid pattern across the globe. And the different points on that grid, the higher resolution the model, the more grid points within, say, 1 square mile there are. In the case of the high resolution rapid refresh model, it's a one grid point every 3 kilometers resolution, and that's really good. Some of the other models that are much lower resolution can be 1 grid point every 12 kilometers. So that's, there's a 4-fold difference there between this model and some of the higher resolution models. Anyway, let's talk about this evening. This is the latest HER, or high resolution rapid refresh, at 8 o'clock this evening. Notice it is fairly far to the south at 8 o'clock with the rain. Here's 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock, just as high school football is wrapping up. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself here. This is 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, I'm sorry, I was a few hours ahead. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at kickoff, and then 8 o'clock this evening. Notice by 8 o'clock, the rain is creeping northward, so up into New Philly and Dover, maybe Carrollton, and getting awfully close to Calcutta and East Liverpool here at 8 o'clock this evening. Let's go ahead another hour to 9 o'clock. And again, you're going to see this is continuing to creep a little farther north and getting very close to our viewing area eventually. Well, my computer, there we go. The internet connection always wants to play games with me at this time of the day in here. Uh, 9 o'clock, so again, East Liverpool, Calcutta getting awfully close, and then 10 o'clock this evening. Again, just skirting maybe the southern fringes of our viewing area, and that's the HER. Let's take a look at the NAM, also a pretty high resolution model. It's a little farther to the north. Back up a couple of hours here on the NAM to 8 o'clock. It's up to about East Liverpool. 9 o'clock, generally it's going to be in the same area, maybe a touch farther to the north. Again, apologize for the slow load times on the data here. There we go. Let's try it again. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You know, you get the idea here. We're talking the southern half of Columbiana County, roughly south of Route 30, for that possibility of some rain this evening. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Saturday. I think Saturday may start cloudy, especially east of Youngstown and southeast of Youngstown, but the sun will be out in the afternoon as high pressure drifts almost right overhead as we head into Saturday night. And that's going to spell a cold night, maybe the coldest night of the season so far in many places Saturday night. Calm winds, clear sky, and a fairly dry air mass. Take a look at the latest NAM projected lows. Saturday night, Sunday morning, it's got a 30 here in Youngstown and even a 28 in some places here. So if you have anything outdoors that you still care about, that you want to keep alive for a little while longer, this would be a night to cover them up, bring them inside, because I think there's going to be, our first pretty common frost of the season so far. Now, is this a killing freeze in a lot of places? I'm a little skeptical of that. I think these numbers shown on the model here might be a touch too low. So I'm not super concerned about a real widespread killing freeze. But sure, there's going to be some frost out there, especially in rural valleys, the usual cold spots. So Saturday night, Sunday morning, something to watch out for there. So we go ahead to Sunday afternoon. Clouds are going to start to increase. We're going to be dry for the Browns and Steelers up in Cleveland on Sunday. This is middle of the afternoon, and the rain's still pretty far to the south and west. We're going to have a dry forecast on Sunday until after sunset, and then Sunday night into Monday. A few showers around. This is a pretty healthy-looking system heading our way. With a lot of wind with it, it's going to drag up some warm air. It's going to actually feel kind of muggy on Monday. Monday's not a rainy day. A couple of showers around. Our best chance for a rainy day is going to be on Tuesday. Now, the GFS model, which I'm showing you here, has sped up the steady rain in its latest run and would suggest that the steady rain is a morning-only event. And then in the afternoon, we might get a leftover shower, but the rainiest part of Tuesday would be in the morning. Not convinced that that's the right idea yet based on other models, and we'll see what the newest models this afternoon have. So I think Tuesday, just plan on it being a wet day, a windy day. Maybe there's some thunder with this. As this system comes east Monday and Tuesday, there's going to be severe weather somewhere. Maybe not here, but lower Ohio Valley, Tennessee Valley, maybe there's some severe weather with this. And it's going to stay windy right into Wednesday. Here's Wednesday. Notice as the system's pulling away, there could be another shower in spots on Wednesday, but certainly a cool, gusty wind and falling temperatures on Wednesday. And then I think the end of next week is looking a little bit better. Real quick look at the longer range. Here's the temperature anomalies based on the climate forecast system model from the 17th through the 22nd. So this would be the end of next week into next weekend, looking a little cooler than average. Beyond next weekend, it is still advertising pretty cool temperatures from the 23rd out through, actually I grabbed the wrong data here. This is skipping ahead from the 30th to the 9th of November. I didn't mean to show you that. But if this were to be believed, skipping way ahead into the future, then November might start out chilly. But I did want to show you that temperatures from about the 22nd through the 29th, end of the month, probably chilly for a time, and then there could be a warm-up to above average readings towards the end of October. So apologize for grabbing the wrong map there. But anyway, that's today's weather for Weather Geeks. Hope you have a great weekend. You will see Andrew doing the 6 and 11 weather this weekend. So if you haven't caught him on the weekend mornings, be sure and check out his forecast. Be sure and follow him on social media. Andrew DiPaolo. He'll be on 21 News this weekend, and I'll see you right back here on Monday. Have a good weekend.